Raymond Riley, what's happening?
What's up, my brother?
Let me get him more. Everything good. Thank you all for joining us. This is our inaugural kickoff podcast of Unc and OG, where we just talk about life. Been around for a little bit, man, so we just feel like it's our duty, man, to give back to the world and to the people, man. The world is kind of crazy now. There's a lot of different things going on. So we just want to give our stories on some of the things that we've been through. A lot of podcasts, talk about other podcasts where they talk about athletes and entertainers and actors and actresses. We just want to bring a podcast to the regular common people. Talk about things that can possibly help you navigate life and deal with things you may be going through and you're dealing with, and you have no one there to navigate you through it. So we're bringing this podcast so hopefully our stories can inspire you, can motivate you, and can help you navigate whatever it is that you're going through. That being said, I would like to introduce my co-host, Raymond Riley from the West Side. How you doing, brother?
What's up, Brother Trey?
I'm good, man. Thank you for joining me.
Yes, sir.
Before you introduce yourself, I would like to propose a toast.
For sure.
For this kickoff of this podcast. This is a particular bourbon that that we've been drinking. We're not going to tell you the name, but we'll, after we toast, we'll tell you a little bit about it. And I'll make a deal with you. If we get 100 subscribers, 100 people click that button, we'll enter your name in a raffle, and we'll send you a bottle of the particular bourbon that we're sipping for today. But you have to subscribe. You have to hit that button, subscribe to the podcast. We'll get your name. We'll get your information. We'll send it out. And on next week's episode, we'll announce the winner of the bottle of bourbon. And we'll just keep that going. We'll go from there. And all those bourbon advertisers, if you ever want to, throw us a little something to get your bourbon put on here to get critiqued, we're open for business, right? For sure. So that being said, man, Raymond Riley, thank you for being here. This is to toast the first initial Unc and OG podcast, Chi-Town, Illinois, born and bred, born and raised.
For sure.
Yes, sir.
All right, my brother.
Toast. What'd you think about it?
That's nice, smooth.
Yeah, smooth.
A little sweetness at the end of it.
Definitely sweet.
Yeah.
A little vanilla. I'm not a sommelier. I mean, a sommelier, what they call it, sommelier, right? I'm not a sommelier, but I am a bourbon connoisseur. Have been drinking it for a long time, so I think I do have the palate to be able to critique.
I think you do, especially since I want to say maybe the last 10 years, we really got into drinking bourbon, American whiskey, Scotch, even blended Scotch.
Yeah.
So
we've
that's
been going
what we
hard.
do now.
Yeah,
and plus, don't leave out the cigars, because we do a little bit of that too.
That too, yeah. So all the cigar vendors, man, if you want some shots out, man, ain't nothing for free in this world. Holla at us, man. We can make a deal. But yeah, man, this is a pretty good bourbon, man. It's sweet. It's got a vanilla, kind of lavender, peppery smell to me. But yeah, it's a good bourbon, man. We'll leave that to the side for next time. So yeah, man, now I wanted you to introduce yourself, Brother Riley, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you from, who you are, what you believe in.
Raymond Riley from the Lower West Side, born and raised in the Lawndale community. And I'm just gonna give you some things that I've been in the workforce for, worked for BP/Amoco for 30-something years. And I'm just gonna share with you some of the racism that I dealt with, give you my experiences.
Just going right in, huh?
Give you my experiences on that. So we're gonna touch base on a lot of things, a lot of different topics, and I just hope some of these topics will hit home, and maybe you'll find them interesting, and maybe you'll want some more feedback from us.
Yeah, for sure.
Brother Trey.
Thank you for that, brother. Yeah, man, so we just want to, give back to the people, man, talk about our experiences, man, what we've been through in life. This brother's been around for a long time. I've been around for a medium long time, but I feel like we got a lot of information to give back to the people for those who may be navigating some difficult or treacherous waters these days, man. Hopefully some of our experiences and advice and just talking about what we've been through can help you navigate whatever it is you're going through, man. Feel free to reach out, add those comments, man, if you got any questions, concerns, man. We happy to help. We happy to navigate you or point you in the right direction. So that's really what this podcast is about, man, to give back to the people.
I always say everybody has a story. It's just some are better than others. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to share our stories with you. And as I said, hopefully it'll hit home some of the things that I experienced and how I solve those problems. Maybe it'll help you in some of your daily works,
yes, sir.
The things that you're doing.
Yes, sir. So what we're going to do, man, each episode, man, we try to pick a different topic, man, to discuss. Me and his brother been knowing each other, 20 plus years?
Yeah, 20 plus years.
So we have a lot of conversations, just impromptu conversations, man, that really, for me, man, turn into great information. A lot of the things I've discussed with this brother, man, has helped me navigate a lot of things in life, man. So I felt it was important to bring a brother who has lived life, man, been through some things, have come up and become successful, because you don't hear a lot of that about us brothers. We seem to always talk about athletes, entertainers, and nothing wrong with that. But there are people in the world, regular people, man, who have got it from the ground up, built themselves, become family man, successful man, and just been able to do it and give back. So our first topic, man, is apropos, like the title of this podcast. What is an OG to you? What is an Unc to you? What does that mean to you? So I'm gonna ask you, give me your definition of OG, and I'll give you mine. But I'll let you start since you are the resident OG of this podcast.
Well, definitely, it's an older black man that have been.
Does he have to be black?
In this case, yes.
Okay, all right. All right, let's go.
Because being black, you're gonna have to navigate through some rivers that some other nationalities haven't had to do.
Fair.
So that's why I made that point when I said black OG.
Okay.
So it means sharing wisdom that you have gathered over the years, your good times, your bad times, and it's about embracing younger black men, like your brother here.
Very important.
That I've been knowing for 20-something years.
Very important.
And it's just so funny, when I first met him, he didn't like me because he thought I was too old.
Hey, man,
And so
you're
here
going
we
too
are,
far,
and here we are 20 years later, and we have really bonded.
Yep.
So I felt, or he tells me, I've been like a mentor to him, and I'm hoping that some of the things that I share with you will take form like that. So that's my definition of an OG, helping, spread wisdom, knowledge. Because with the young people, sometimes they get off track because they don't have that real man figure in their life.
For sure.
And I'm not just talking about black men, I'm referring to black women too. So I'm hoping that everyone would like our podcast and the things that we'll talk about. In the future, if you want to shoot us a subject that you would like for us to comment on,
For sure.
we would definitely like to do that for you.
For sure. Yes,
So
sir.
what's your definition of the Unc?
Man, my definition of an Unc is somebody who's born 70s, and it cuts off, I'd say early 80s.
Okay.
Right? So somebody who's, to put a number on it, I'd say somebody who's 40 to 50, right? And I say that because I'm cutting it off at 50 because I feel like, well, maybe I'll cut it off at 60, right? Because I feel like when you're at 60, then you're going into the OG category.
Okay.
But I feel like Unc is somebody who's been through life, but not as much as an OG, right? To me, Unc is somebody that has, and I'm gonna group both of these. I'm gonna say Unc and OG is somebody, because for me, those are really important terms of endearment. You don't just get the Unc title or the OG title from where I grew up at. Unc and OG is somebody who has integrity, somebody who has been successful at some point in their life. Even if they don't still have it, they've been from the bottom to not necessarily all the way to the top of the mountain, but they've had some form of success, whether it be through a job, marriage, building a platform, whatever, just some form of success where they've put something in and they've succeeded. Unc and OG also has no agenda, right? They truly want to give back based off their experiences. They truly want the world to be a better place. They want to leave their mark for things to get better, not just exist and I got mine, you get yours.
Right.
It's I got mine and I want to show you the roadmap how I got mine because I want to leave the world in a better place.
Yes.
So that's kind of what my definition of Unc and OG is, and that's why everybody don't get that term to me.
I think that you explained that extremely well.
Thank you,
I do want to say that I think as an OG, I have an obligation with the younger people also to talk about my spiritual growth. Mm-hmm. So it won't just be one thing that we're going to touch on. It's going to be very important to talk about the trials and tribulations that we both have gone through and how we overcame those. So I want to talk about how things that you dealt with on a racial side, as far as going to school, and how you overcome those things or facing racism on your job, And for me to tell you, I understand how the game is played, so you can get past those and not approach everything in such an angry way. And I'm basing that on not only on my experience, but I'm basing on both of my daughters that face some racism on their job and what I explained to them that I thought they should do, and they did. And we'll get into that as we move forward.
Oh man, let's get into it now, man, because that's a pretty hot subject, man. You brought up racism in your introduction. You brought it up just now. So for me, man, that hits home with you, and I can understand that you being an OG, navigating you, and that's why I said Unc and OG or Unc stops at like the 70s, right? Mm-hmm. In the 60s, it was a different world.
Yeah, it was.
Right? And you lived that. You've been through that, and that's why you get the OG title, because I never experienced that. And I'm not going to claim it to say it's something that's stopping me from moving forward in my life, because honestly, man, I didn't deal with a lot of stuff that you OGs dealt with. So give me an example of something racial that you dealt with, no matter what the age was, what it was, how you dealt with it, and the outcome. So people who may be dealing with something similar can navigate it in a way to where they can continue to function and focus and live without there being any repercussions, if that makes sense, people.
Okay, I'll start small, which would be high school, which was Von Steuben, which
shout out to all the Von Steuben people.
I lived Von Knights. I lived on the Lower West Side, I said, on Central Park. And to travel up north, which was on Foster Avenue, to travel that far in the 60s, we had to catch a couple of buses to get there. But imagine coming from the Lower West Side, going to Von Steuben, which is a predominantly white high school, and the majority of the people there had money. We didn't have money. I didn't realize how poor I was until I went to Von Steuben. But the thing I want to point out was that this one particular day, we come out of school and there's white people lined up for about 2 blocks.
Wow.
No policemen, nothing. And we decided not, and so it took 2 blocks to get to the train station. These are long blocks. We decided as we came out that we would wait till everyone came out, and then we would put all the girls in the middle, and we would surround them.
For protection. Okay.
As we walked towards the train station. Now, let me say this. How crazy is it that all these people are lined up, hollering and screaming all kinds of sentences to you, but no teachers come out, no policemen, so we began to walk towards the train station. As we move forward and we get near the door, that's when the bottles start raining upon us. Now, there's a little small entrance where you could buy candy and stuff like that before you go out onto the platform, which is wide open. So once we reach there, We told all the girls to stay inside while we go outside. And the most important thing is this. There's always been a train there waiting when we get there. There was no train there.
Wow.
So we're standing on the platform and they're hollering and throwing things at us. What would you do? Only thing we could do was stand there. I'm a freshman.
Wow.
I'm from the Lower West Side. No protection. So the train finally comes on up. We get on the train. All the girls are hysterical, which they should have been, crying and everything. We get on the train, and now we talking. Some people say that I'm not coming back to school tomorrow. I turned to my partner. I say, we coming back. We'll be back tomorrow.
So let me frame this, right? So you said that you guys were leaving class.
Yeah.
Once you left class, there was people, Caucasian, white people, in a line, standing outside, waiting on you guys to exit the building, right?
Yes.
And so once you did exit the building, your first and your people's first inclination was to protect the women.
Yes.
Was to form a circle around the women.
Yes.
And I want to say this, and I'm trying to wrap it up because I want people to visualize this, right? Because people of today, we don't know anything about this, right? We don't have this. So your first inclination was to surround the women, protect the women, and make sure after that you guys make it to the train.
Yes.
So while you were protecting the women, you said that bottles were being thrown to you guys.
Yes.
So you guys were in essence shielding the women and taking the bottles.
Yes.
Wow. How did you get to the train?
We just kept moving.
Just kept moving.
You know, we never stopped. We never slowed down. We kept moving along because we wanted to get to some shelter.
Wow.
As I said, we go into the train station right there, and this is the last stop. So I want to make this very clear. This is the last stop.
Wow.
Where
So there's no way to go this way. You only go that way.
You can only go that way,
Wow.
and that's why I say it was peculiar that there wasn't a train there waiting like it normally had.
This particular day,
This
no
particular
train.
day, no train.
So as if it possibly was set up that way?
Listen, you got all these people lined up and no police. So what else could have been but a setup?
Right.
Right? So when the train, like I said, that all the girls were hysterical. They were saying they weren't coming back. Guys, you got to remember, we're talking about 1966.
Wow.
And Von Steuben, you had students, black students from the west side, the south side, and the north side. What I mean, the north side, they were from the Cabrini Green area, right? So we're in this particular environment for the first time because the crazy thing about it, when you go to an all-white school back in the 60s and you come back to your community, you got to deal with that too.
Yeah, yeah. And real quick, man, all of you young folks, man, y'all don't really know a lot. It's some of the stuff that was here prior to y'all being born. Google Cabrini Green. And that's all I'm going to say, because you need to know when he says Cabrini Green, there's something attached to that. So Google Cabrini Green, educate yourself on it, and you'll understand the story more. Continue, brother.
Yeah, so naturally, the next day, a lot of black students didn't come back to school the next day. Right? But I came back the next day prepared. But guess what? When we stepped off the train, you wouldn't believe how many police cars was there.
Wow. And what do you think, did somebody make that happen, or did they hear about it? Was it in the news? What made that happen the next day?
They was worried about the retaliation.
Okay.
So it wasn't so much about protecting us
Gotcha.
as it was protecting the community.
That's heavy.
Now, when we got to school and everything, they had set up something where they made an announcement and that we would come to the auditorium, right, to discuss what took place and what have you, and to let us know that we was going to be we were going to be safe. They apologized for it, but as I said, it was a setup. Now, during that time, they had a group of whites that they called greasers.
Greasers?
Greasers.
Greasers, okay.
So what that term meant, they usually had short leather jackets, blue jeans, and they had what they call, I think, cha-cha boots with their hair at the heels.
Wow.
The shoes
That
were...
sounds like some Warriors shit. Y'all remember the movie? Warriors!
Well, if you look at the movie Grease,
That was based off the outfits?
Yes.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
And so
I need to talk to you, John Travolta.
Like I say, that's what we were dealing with. So now we get back to the school and everything. They're gonna say, well, you know, we're gonna protect you and all that. All right. So I want to be noted that a lot of kids transferred out the next year because they were worried. They were fearful.
I just want to cut you off for 1 second, brother. My apologies. I really want to know more about this Greasers thing because to tie that to the movie Grease, bro, just blew my mind. Grease was really one of my favorite movies to watch back in the day. But you're giving some information about it that we had no idea, and I don't even know if we can go somewhere to research that Grease was derived. Not necessarily saying that, you know, the movie, but the outfits of, what'd you say, leather jackets, boots, jeans, was a staple of white.
Some of them, yeah.
What do you call them? White I ain't even call them supremacists, but
no, I want to say supremacists. But you know, the thing was, the one thing you got to understand is that at that time, Von Steuben was a predominantly Jewish high school.
Okay.
The majority of the white kids that went there was of the Jewish faith.
Okay, shout out to the Jewish people, man. No negativity here, man. We just saying Jewish. We don't want that smoke, but yeah, go ahead.
So, you know, so it's everything that came along with that. And we're talking 1966. And for some of you that might not know this, in the 60s in the public school system, all the boys swam nude.
What?
Yes.
Wait a minute. Okay, all right. You know, pause. No diddy. So you were saying that swim class, you had to swim nude, no trunks.
No trunks.
Wow, man, that's wild. And this was what year?
1966.
1966, fellas. 1966, fellas, man. Your junk was exposed, fellas. If you was in high school swimming, man, you had to be butt naked, man. That's wild to me. Wow.
And the reason why I'm mentioning that is because as I befriended a couple white kids, this one young kid says to me, we're walking down the hall, he was shorter than me, he looks up to me, he said, Raymond, our parents lied to us. And I said, what are you talking about? He said, you don't have a tail and your color don't come off in the water.
Man, bro.
I could only laugh about it because it was just that crazy to me.
Wow. Wow.
And we had to overcome all of this for 4 years. Plus, we had to make sure that we showed them we could compete with them on a statistical level. Let them know we just as smart as you are.
You don't have a tail and your color doesn't come off when you get wet.
Yes.
What type of diabolical shit is that to say to another person?
But I'm just telling you, that's the way it was in the 60s.
That's insane, man. That's insane. That's heavy.
That's why I said some of the black students transferred the next year. But, you know, my mother wasn't about that.
Right. You a rally.
My mother said, you going to school and they're not running you away.
Yes, sir.
And that's why I had to return the next day.
Yeah.
It wasn't no stay at home, shake my knees.
Yes, sir. And one thing I know about you, brother, you ain't going nowhere and shaking your knees.
So, and so that was things that we had to overcome. Yeah. So, yes, people should know about that. You know, there was things that they would do sometime, which I didn't know. They would throw pennies at freshmen, so I didn't know anything about that.
You know what? You know what's crazy? I want you to explain why that is, because that happened to me in my freshman year in school.
First of all,
You're saying white people was doing this?
Yeah, so first of all, I don't even know what it was about. I can only tell you how I responded. We're in the lunchroom. Again, I'm a freshman, and they throwing pennies at our table. And there's a couple of young females there. So what should I do? Should I just stand there, sit there, and allow it to happen? No. What I did was walk over to the table, and I want to emphasize, these guys were not freshmen. These guys were junior and senior, so they were kind of huge. But I walked over the table and I asked them, why are you throwing pennies at us? They denied throwing the pennies. And I told them, I said, you need to stop before you hit one of the young ladies over there. I think they were surprised that I confronted them, and so that ceased.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you just got to stare the bully in the face,
Yes,
especially
sir.
when they deal with racism.
Yes, sir.
You know, you don't have to go all bananas to solve a problem, is what I'm trying to tell you. But you just have to face the problem.
Yeah. And that's bars, Brother Ray. As a, you know, a lot of, you know, we talk about, this is why I want to do this podcast, you know, and have OG Unc, because a lot of people are dealing with this still today, right? It might not be the racism part, but they may be dealing with bullying. They may be dealing with situations in high school, and they don't know how to address it. They don't know how to handle it. Right. And for you to say, man, you don't run, you don't cower, sometimes, man, you got to stare the bully in his face. Is very profound, you know, and this is the reason, you know, younger generation, man, you should listen to your people who are older than you, because I tell my daughter all the time, I say, how old are you? How old am I? Subtract your age from mine. That's how much more experience I have on you. So 9 times out of 10, what you've gone through, I've gone through it too, right? I'm not going to tell you how to handle the situation, but I'll tell you that I went through the situation. This is what I did, and this is what happened.
Yes.
You can take that and do with it what you will, right? Because at the end of the day, people are always going to make their own decision, no matter how much advice you give to them. So that's why I want this to be a no judgment, no, oh, well, you should do this. No, we're giving experience and experience only. We went through this. This is what we did. And this is what happened.
Right.
You can take it and you can tweak it, or you can do the exact same thing and hope for the right turnout. Yeah. Because it sounds like the turnout for you was they backed down and you were able to continue doing what you wanted to do.
It was, you know, you had your tough days.
Yeah.
Because you got to understand, and I'm emphasizing this because it is important, that not only was it predominantly white, it was predominantly Jewish white. So they had their own way they looked at things and looked at us also that we had to deal with. So, like I say, we had to prove to them that we could compete with them in school also. And that was extremely important because to them, if I'm a C student, I'm dumb. Yes. If I'm a C student, I'm dumb to them. I have to be a B or A student to show that I'm just as smart as them, as they were. And like I say, some of them went on to become doctors, lawyers, because they had that support. We didn't have the support that they had, even though we was going to Von Steuben. We didn't get the support from our counselors that they did. So there are so many things that you had to deal with. Sure. It's important as you navigate through your 4 years of high school that you figure out for yourself what you want to be, where you might want to go, because you might not get the support as I didn't get, because they didn't think I wanted to be a lawyer or a doctor or an engineer. They didn't
it wasn't even about them thinking that, Ray.
They didn't see me in that light.
Exactly.
So I wasn't pushed towards a college by my counselor, even though I had great grades. So I'm just saying, even in today's society, think about where you want to be, where you want to go, and push yourself, because sometimes you might not get support. But then again, think about this. I think a lot of youth do get a lot of support, but they don't take advantage of it.
Correct.
So I just want y'all to think about that for a minute.
Yes, Brother Ray, man, those stories were very, very profound, man. The information, man, blew my mind because, and this is why it's important to have conversations with your OGs and not, you know, be so young and hard-headed and tough to think you know everything. One thing that saddens my heart these days is when you try to talk to a young fella or a young lady, the feedback I get is, hey, man, your time is over, right? That was your time. This is our time. We do it this way. But my time, I wouldn't have got to my time without the people who came before me.
Absolutely.
They helped me navigate my time, irregardless of how different it was, because you went through a lot more than I've gone through. That information helped me to grow and become the person I am. So, man, I want to give a shout out to all OGs, especially you, man, for what you've been through, man, and continue to grow and get strong. And you here and you thriving,
sure.
man, and you did it big. So that wraps up this episode. Like I said, man, we're going to give y'all 30 minutes. We're going to keep y'all wanting for more. If you want more information about what the brother Ray was talking about, man, we'd be happy to film another podcast. Leave a comment, let us know that. If you want us to take this to a part 2, episode 2, continue to talk about some of these things, we'll do that too. But that's a wrap for this first episode. Brother Ray, man, thank you for being my co-host. Thank you for being you. Thank you for taking the hits so I could be here.
But I thank you for putting this together.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to continue to keep doing it, man. We're going to do it bigger and better. And we're going to be there.
Yeah.
So
till the next time, don't forget.
Till the next time, man.
Hit that button, subscribe.
Unc OG. Peace.
All right, out.
Yeah.